Hello and welcome to today's episode of Dream Business, Dream Life. I'm constantly told how resilient I am. I'm constantly being asked how I keep going despite all the things life keeps throwing at me. I'm constantly being told that I'm an inspiration to many because despite all of the knockbacks, I still keep showing up, I still keep growing, and I still keep smiling. And today I want to be a little bit more open and honest about this, as I kind of feel like a little bit of a fraud, if I'm honest. As the truth is, yes, I do keep showing up. Yes, I do keep coming back and growing and smiling. But I don't necessarily believe that what I'm doing is always a good thing. And I don't want people to be striving to be as resilient as me without knowing a little bit more about what resilience really means. Now, I want to be totally transparent here. To succeed in business, or to succeed at anything in life for that matter, we need to be resilient. We need to be able to take things on the chin and to be able to pick ourselves up after something goes wrong and be prepared to go again. But we also need to allow ourselves to heal, to reflect, and to be honest when we're feeling a little bit crappy. We need to know when it is time to slow down, when it is time to rest, and to get the help and support that we need to heal from the things that life and business throws in our way. This isn't failure. This isn't not being strong or resilient. This is about being human. Now, my downfall has always been to just keep going, to keep busy, to smile, and don't let anyone see any cracks in my armour. Historically, I had always seen that as a sign of weakness. I'd seen it that if I admitted I was not feeling okay or if I was struggling to do something, that I was weak and I was failing. For some reason, I always thought that I needed to be the strong one, the one to hold everyone together, to be there for everyone, and to just keep smiling, even if I felt like I was ready to crumble. And all of those years of practice doing that exact thing in my old business meant that I got pretty damn good at it. And that is quite a hard habit to break. And so, although, yes, I may look like the most resilient person ever, and I may constantly keep coming back for more, it doesn't mean I'm always okay. Every year on my vision board, I write, get support when it is needed. And you know what I always say about vision boards? They're great, but you have to do the uncomfortable things and take those uncomfortable actions to make the things that you put on there happen. And guess what I kept not doing? I kept not doing those uncomfortable things that made me ask for the support when I needed it. So I just kept going. So guess what I'm saying is it may look super resilient. I may look super resilient. And yes, I absolutely am. But that doesn't mean I am not feeling great all of the time. It doesn't mean I've got all of my ducks in a row. And it certainly doesn't mean I don't need support too. What I don't want is for people to think that being resilient is about pretending to be okay. Being resilient is about actually getting all of the help and support you need to work through the emotional pain and suffering, through the physical pain and suffering, and getting the learning and knowledge that you need to actually enable you to move forwards. It's not about just brushing it under the carpet and hoping that it doesn't creep back out when you're not looking. Am I resilient? Absolutely, I am. But sometimes I'm just showing up because that is what I do. If something isn't working for you, it's not being resilient, just keep going for fear of change. Resilience is about making the changes and then going again. So if something in your life happens that knocks you for six, and I've had my fair share of that, then it's not being resilient to just carry on like it never happened. Resilience is about getting the support you need to enable you to learn to adapt to this new normal. Some things change our lives forever. Some things change our businesses forever. We need to learn how to adapt to what this new normal looks like. So if something unexpected happens, get the support and work out how you can overcome it. I always say that you need to go through it, not around it. To me, that is resilience, working through it. Now, resilience doesn't mean that you have to accept what you have either. It just means you have to work out how to change what you've got and to make what you want to happen happen. And resilience doesn't come at any cost. Am I resilient? Absolutely, I am. But I don't always get it right. And when I get it wrong, I own it and I change it. So let me share with you some of the things that I have implemented into my business this year that have helped me to be even more resilient. And by resilient, I mean properly resilient, not just masking those shitty days. People. Yeah, right at the top, I put my community. The people I surround myself with in work and at home. I've got no time or headspace for energy zappers, for people that expect me to be perfect, or for people that are mean and unkind. The people who are in my world are kind, supportive, and accept me for who I am, and I give them exactly the same in return. Now, this doesn't mean that my community is made up of people that are exactly like me. It just means we have mutual respect for each other. We have mutual respect for our beliefs and our personal choices. But we do all have our very similar values. Then the self-care. I've had to accept that I need to allow myself to be exhausted, to be poorly, and you know what, just to be goddamn lazy at times too. I've realised that I can't always be going full throttle, and that business actually gets easier if you allow yourself to slow down sometimes. I always say you slow down to speed up. I've also learned that it's okay to prioritise me and that people won't think I'm selfish or not nice if I choose to do that. For me, this is the one thing that I struggle with most because I'm a workaholic. I get bored sitting around. But remember, you have to do things that make you feel uncomfortable if you want to get that growth. So I have to make this happen. I have to allow myself to prioritise me and to slow down sometimes. And I encourage you to do exactly the same. Then there's cash flow. Building a business that gives you financial freedom is key. So you need to be thinking about ways you can bring some sort of recurring revenue into your business, money that will come in even if you're not selling. The more stable your business is, the easier it will feel for you to adapt and change. And to be resilient, you need to be ready to adapt and change quickly. And finally, mindset. Mindset has been a huge thing for me over the last 12 to 18 months. Now, yes, you need to have a growth mindset to grow your business. You need to see challenges as opportunities, and you need to focus on the things that are moving you towards your goals. But you also need to know when it is time to stop, when it is time to change, and when it is time to move. For me, practicing gratitude and journaling have been my go-to for the last few years. And I honestly believe my growth stems from, yes, hard work and absolutely having the strategy in place, but also from really appreciating what I do have instead of focusing on what I don't have. Resilience is just not about coping with a situation. It's about finding a way to move forward. If you're not resilient in your business and your life for that matter, what is going to happen is your business and your life are going to consume you. But if you are too resilient, then it could do the same too. So making sure you are solving the problem and not putting a plaster on it is where you want to be. Crack that, and then you are super resilient and you will get so much growth in life and, of course, in business too. Thank you for listening. I will see you next time.